Ferrari responds to comments about Lewis's quali pace. Lando says next year McLaren will beat Red Bull, and Liam gets advice on how to compete with Verstappen. Do consider subbing. Let's get into the latest F1 news. Ferrari has officially responded to the recent concerns surrounding Lewis Hamilton's qualifying performance as he prepares to join the iconic team in 2025. While Hamilton's transition from Mercedes to Ferrari has sparked excitement, it's important to note that team boss Fred Vasseur isn't worried about Hamilton's current struggles on the grid. Hamilton's move marks the end of a notable 12-year run with Mercedes, where he was a key figure in their dominance. Now, fans eagerly anticipate the pairing of Hamilton with Charles Leclerc, which promises to be one of the sport's most electrifying collaborations. Reflecting on Hamilton's final season with Mercedes, he faced challenges in consistently extracting the full potential from the W15, particularly during qualifying. His struggles were evident, with teammate George Russell besting him in qualifying battles, winning 19 out of 24 sessions. Hamilton candidly expressed his frustrations during the Qatar GP weekend, admitting that he felt slow and wasn't able to make significant improvements. It's a common belief among retired drivers that declining qualifying performance is often the first signal of a driver losing their edge. Poor qualifying results can lead to compromised race positions, affecting the overall outcome. However, Vasseur does not share these alarm bells concerning Hamilton. He emphasized that Sunday's race performance is where crucial points are accrued, and therefore, Hamilton's qualifying issues aren't his primary concern. Vasseur stated, "First of all, we are well placed to know that it's on Sunday that you are scoring points." He hinted that this focus on race day stems from lessons learned during the 2023 season, where Ferrari excelled in qualifying but struggled to convert that into race day success. He stressed the importance of maintaining a strong race focus and aims for substantial progress in the upcoming season. He's observed significant improvements in Charles Leclerc regarding race and tire management, which he hopes will translate into more consistent success for the team. In response to inquiries about Hamilton's performances, Vasseur reaffirmed his position, indicating that he hasn't shifted his stance since recent comments made during the media coverage in Qatar. This persistence illustrates how Ferrari is looking towards a future, placing their trust in the potential of both Leclerc and Hamilton. As fans, we stay tuned to see how all these dynamics unfold, especially with fresh revelations and analyses about Hamilton's potential regret regarding his move to the Maranello team. What can we expect from this new chapter in Hamilton's illustrious career? The coming seasons will reveal whether this switch truly aligns with his legacy in Formula One. At the recent Las Vegas Grand Prix, Lewis Hamilton faced a challenging qualifying session, starting from 10th on the grid. Despite these odds, he showcased his remarkable skills, racing his way to a second-place finish, just behind his teammate, George Russell. This performance has sparked conversations among F1 insiders about Hamilton's current form and potential future. Ferrari team principal Fred Vasseur expressed confidence in Hamilton's abilities, dismissing concerns over the driver's own reflections on his speed. Vasseur highlighted Hamilton's impressive drive in Vegas, stating, starting P10 and finishing right on the gearbox of Russell, not worried at all. His faith in Hamilton contrasts sharply with sentiments voiced by former F1 team boss Eddie Jordan. Jordan, who is currently battling serious health issues, believes Hamilton's self-doubt could be detrimental. He candidly remarked, "If you don't believe 100%, you're F*****ked." According to Jordan, any lack of complete confidence might create cracks in a driver's performance. He referenced Hamilton's own words about not feeling fast enough, suggesting that these thoughts could lead to a downward spiral in performance. For Jordan, if he were in Ferrari's position, he might reconsider Hamilton's fit with the team based on this mindset. Shifting the lens to broader F1 news, drivers have recently voted for the best talents of the 2024 season, a testament to their evaluation of one another's performances on the track. Meanwhile, in a related development, Hamilton clinched a title in fan voting as he ends the 2024 season as a champion, underscoring his enduring legacy in the sport. Moreover, reports indicate that Ferrari has a backup plan in place for Hamilton's test debut, hinting at strategic thinking behind the scenes as they navigate this transitional phase. Saturday's updates in F1 showcased a whirlwind of activity, emphasizing how dynamic the sport remains. In closing, Hamilton's journey continues to captivate fans and pundits alike, with optimism from some and concern from others. What lies ahead for Hamilton in the Scuderia? Only time will tell, but his resilient spirit and competitive fire promise an exhilarating ride in the seasons to come. Lando Norris has recently opened up about a dramatic moment in the 2024 Formula One season that he believes served as a crucial turning point in his battles with Max Verstappen. Throughout the season, these two talented drivers have been locked in intense competition, with standout races in Mexico and Austin highlighting their fierce rivalry. Norris reflected on their collision in Mexico, indicating it was a clear signal that even a champion like Verstappen is not infallible. The young McLaren driver has spent the year going toe-to-toe with one of the best in Formula One, and he feels this experience has only strengthened his resolve as he eyes a title challenge in the upcoming 2025 season. As the 2024 season unfolded, Norris and Verstappen found themselves in multiple tight situations during their races. One of the most notable moments occurred in Austin when both cars veered off track. According to Norris, there was a case for either both drivers to be penalized or neither of them, but it was in Mexico City where Verstappen faced consequences for his aggressive racing style. He received two 10-second penalties, the first for forcing Norris off the track, while the latter was attempting to overtake at turn 4. A few corners later, Verstappen made another aggressive attempt but miscalculated his braking, resulting in another penalty for gaining an unfair advantage by leaving the track. Even as Verstappen clinched his fourth consecutive title in Las Vegas, Norris expressed confidence about his prospects for the next season, viewing those challenging encounters in Mexico as pivotal for understanding Verstappen's vulnerabilities. Norris emphasized the importance of learning from tougher moments, stating that they are often the most enriching experiences. Reflecting on his recent victory in Abu Dhabi, he mentioned how it bolstered his self-belief as he heads into 2025, reinforcing the idea that battling against Verstappen and facing other significant challenges throughout the season had a lasting positive impact on him. He shared that despite some setbacks like lost positions due to subpar starts, he has seen noticeable improvement in his performance. In his view, this season marks a significant benchmark compared to previous years, especially in terms of qualifying, where he has shown remarkable progress against competitors in identical machinery. As we look forward to the next season, all eyes will be on Norris as he gears up to challenge Verstappen once again, harnessing the lessons learned from their thrilling battles. This year may have been a defining moment, not just for Verstappen, but equally for Norris as he prepares for an intensified rivalry in the 2025 Formula One season. With renewed confidence and a clearer understanding of what it takes to compete at the highest level, Lando Norris could be poised to make a significant impact on the championship quest ahead. Looking back at the intense battles on the track, there's a realization that no moment ever made me feel inadequate. Racing against Max Verstappen is always a challenge. It's not an easy feat. I remember that pivotal moment in Mexico, an essential turning point for many. It was then the cracks in the perfection of his performance began to show. If we rewind to Austin and revisit turn 12, almost everyone on the grid shared sentiment. The penalty I faced was unjust. Both Max and I were in similar positions, yet I felt singled out. It's these small instances that collectively shaped my season. From a pace perspective, I've learned to trust myself more than ever. Fighting toe-to-toe with one of the world's elite drivers is no small task. What viewers often don't see are those tense moments of near crash. Accepting defeat in certain battles was part of our early races this season, and while it meant missing chances to score more points, I'm not making excuses. The reality is, I simply didn't have what it took to outpace Max this year. However, there's a newfound perspective I've gained. Improvement is within reach. This mark of self-assurance means recognizing where I can enhance my performance, and for the first time, I'm confident in saying I've got what it takes to compete fiercely. Switching gears, Red Bull might find themselves at a crossroads. There's speculation that if Verstappen doesn't feel adequately supported or is unhappy, he could be on his way out. Meanwhile, with whispers circulating about drivers voting for the best in F1 for 2024, it's no surprise who topped that list. Christian Horner recently shared insights about Max's ever-evolving skill set, hinting that despite his past success, he's not yet at his peak. In the same breath, FIA steward Johnny Herbert has called on Lando Norris to rise to the challenge of facing Verstappen head-on in 2025. As we reflect on the season's ups and downs, it's clear that the road ahead promises excitement and fierce competition in the world of F1. The stage is set, and the drivers are ready to give it their all, making the upcoming races not to be missed. Liam Lawson is on the cusp of a major opportunity in Formula One, being lined up for a promotion to Red Bull Racing for the 2025 season. However, this chance comes with its own set of challenges and a strict timeline that has been labeled as brutal. The pressure is mounting as Lawson has only half of the 2025 season to show he deserves his spot alongside Max Verstappen. This expectation stems from the recent departure of Sergio Perez, who had a dismal 2024 campaign, finishing 8th in the championship standings. In light of this, Red Bull has opted to elevate Lawson after his impressive performances as a super sub driver in the previous seasons. Red Bull boss Christian Horner has high hopes for Lawson, tasking him with revitalizing the team's competitive edge after they dropped to third place in the Constructors' Championship. The gap was significant, with Perez ending the last season a staggering 285 points behind Verstappen, who had claimed his fourth consecutive Drivers' Championship. However, not everyone believes that Lawson can navigate this pressure unscathed. Ralf Schumacher, a six-time Grand Prix winner and now a pundit, shared a critical perspective. He remarked that in Formula One, time is a luxury few drivers can afford. Schumacher predicts that Lawson will have only half a season to prove himself and cautioned that if Lawson fails to make an impact, his place at Red Bull will be in jeopardy. The complexity of competing alongside Verstappen adds an extra layer of difficulty. Rankings show that many previous teammates have faced the brunt of this challenge, with notable names like Pierre Gasly, Alex Albon, and Perez all being let go after unsuccessful tenures. Schumacher's advice is clear. Standing next to Verstappen is not just a challenge, it's a test of endurance and skill. As the 2025 F1 grid takes shape, the dynamics within the Red Bull team will be keenly watched. Lawson's driving style and capability will be under scrutiny, especially since his predecessors struggled to balance performance while dealing with the technical issues that often plague the team mid-season. Interestingly, Lawson seems unfazed by the notion of driving styles. He expressed skepticism about its relevance regarding performance, indicating a pragmatic approach where results take precedence over theory. As he prepares for what could be a make-or-break season, all eyes will be on him to see if he can defy the odds in what many deem a perilous situation. With Lawson stepping into the Red Bull spotlight in 2025, the stakes have never been higher. The racing world watches with bated breath, waiting to see if he can not only retain his place, but shine against the backdrop of one of the most formidable competitors in the sport. If he can harness the pressure and rise to the occasion, Lawson could turn this daunting expectation into a defining moment of his career. When it comes to the world of Formula One, adapting to the car is crucial for drivers, and Max Verstappen embodies this principle. Recently, Liam Lawson shared insights on what makes Verstappen stand out against his teammates at Red Bull. Lawson emphasized that understanding the car intimately is vital, having spent years as a junior and reserve driver. He noted, "We as drivers are professionals. We must adapt to whatever we're driving." This flexibility is essential, especially when competing at the highest level. So, what truly sets Verstappen apart? Experts like Lawson point towards his unparalleled ability behind the wheel. He explained that the Red Bull car is aggressive, demanding immense confidence to master. "That's where Max is obviously extremely confident as a driver," Lawson remarked. And confidence, it seems, is key to unleashing the car's potential. But there's more to Verstappen's supremacy. As Lawson put it, he's the best in the world right now, indicating that it's not just about the machine, but the driver and their skill. Competing against the best challenges even the most talented drivers, which has made it difficult for Verstappen's teammates to keep up. Lawson concluded that this high level of expertise explains why numerous drivers struggle to match Verstappen's pace. In the same breath, there's anticipation surrounding Liam Lawson's potential rivalry with Verstappen. Christian Horner, the team principal, highlighted Lawson's importance within the Red Bull structure, hinting at opportunities for the young driver to prove himself. Recently, Lawson revealed a message from Horner that he will never forget, underlining the mentorship he has received at the team. To add fuel to the excitement, Lawson also shared some humorous banter from a dinner between Verstappen and George Russell. This light-hearted atmosphere amidst stiff competition shows that despite the intensity of F1, camaraderie exists behind the scenes. As we look toward the future, fans eagerly await how Lawson will navigate the path laid out in front of him and if he can challenge the dominant force that is Max Verstappen.